This is hopefully going to be a quick video. In fact, I told myself I was not going to work at all this weekend, and I lasted a whole friggin' day because I saw this story and I said to myself, this is just too interesting. I want to talk about this. And so I set up my camera and my lights and my microphone, and I said, all right, let's record a thing, and maybe I can squeak a quick video out and then get back to relaxing this weekend. Nintendo has sent a DMCA takedown request to Valve when it comes to the Dolphin emulator. It was a few months ago that we saw, I'm not sure exactly when it was when it happened, but we saw that it was going to be coming to Steam in Q2 2023. It's a GameCube and Wii emulator. It's called Dolphin, and it's been around for a really long time. If you want to play those games, that's probably the way that you're emulating it. Now, 99% of the time, when a big corporation throws an elbow against emulation, I'm on the side of the little guy, not the side of the big guy. But it seems like Nintendo actually has ground to stand on here. So a lot of you are going to be mad at me. I totally get why they did this. Let's hold on. I'm going to get to why I think that in a second. But let's take a look at the actual post from Dolphin's website. This came out today. It says, "It is with much disappointment that we have to announce that Dolphin on Steam release has been indefinitely postponed. We were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a cease and desist citing DMCA against the Dolphin Steam page and have removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. We are currently investigating our options and will have a more in-depth response in the near future. We appreciate your patience in the meantime." So, what is it that they did that made it so that Nintendo felt like, all right, we can go after them for this? And apparently, as somebody who's not an expert on this stuff, apparently they had the actual cryptographic keys in the source code for Dolphin. Now, if you are like me and you're somebody who just wants to know, where do I put my ROM and how do I like set it up, and you don't really follow how all of this stuff works, I'm going to give you a layman's understanding of this. For really, really old systems, this generally, as far as I am aware, isn't needed. But for the newer, more modern emulation stuff, like the Wii and GameCube, those systems have encryption, which makes it so that you can't just throw a ROM on there without the encryption keys. So let me explain what I mean. You have a ROM, think of it like a sealed up package, and the only way to open that package is to have a key that will open that package. Then the software takes the package out, unpacks it, and allows you to play it. Those keys are actually proprietary stuff that is owned by Nintendo. And up until now, what everybody assumed is that Dolphin had reverse engineered it and figured out a way to decrypt this information without the actual keys that Nintendo developed. Well, it turns out that that's not true. This is a tweet from at Luigi Blood on Twitter, and they are quoting the DMCA. It says, that's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which was used to take this down. It says the Dolphin emulator operates by incorporating these cryptographic keys without Nintendo's authorization and decrypting the ROMs at or immediately before runtime. Now, Luigi Blood says that this is objectively true. They just checked, and the Wii common key is in the emulator source code. So just real quick to make sure that I'm summarizing the key thing. Generally, when you want to emulate newer stuff, you can download the emulator, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then you have to generate your own keys from your own hardware, or you could find them somewhere else if you want to be, illegal. If you want a crime, you got to find them someplace else. But generally, that's not a problem if you are using your own keys You are not breaking any laws as far as I am aware, not a lawyer. And all you are using is perfectly legal software with your own keys and the ROMs that you ripped off of the discs that you own. Then you can play your software on whatever hardware you want, and it works wonderfully. Well, if Dolphin is including the keys in the source code, then they are actually doing something illegal, and I am kind of blown away that Nintendo hasn't gone after them before this, because this, honestly, why did they wait until now to actually do something about it? And I think it's because Valve reached out to Nintendo and said, hey, do you want us to get rid of this? Yes or no? And Nintendo said, yes, get rid of it. We don't want people playing our games on your Steam Deck or on their PCs. We would prefer to resell them those games, you know, on the Switch or something. And for every game that was a Wii game that is available on the Switch for you to purchase, I'm 100% with Nintendo. But for all of the games, and there are many that were on the GameCube or the Wii and are not available on any modern platforms, and you cannot legally hand money Nintendo in order to get those, then I'm not on Nintendo's side. But for Dolphin to have the actual keys in their software is against the law, and so Nintendo is perfectly within their rights to take it down. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, I have no idea, but if I were in charge over at Dolphin, I would start working on a way of putting out the emulator without the keys and tell everybody, if you want to download Dolphin, go ahead and bring your own keys. That's exactly what happens with RetroArch. Or people are going to get mad at me about pronunciation. RetroArch, I don't know. But you can download RetroArch on Steam, and it doesn't have any keys in it. So if you want to actually play the games that, like on RetroArch, you have to supply your own keys and your own ROMs, and that's why that's okay and this isn't. But hopefully Nintendo just stops here and says, okay, let Dolphin figure out how to do it the right way before they push it any further. Obviously, Dolphin is not going to try and tussle with Nintendo here, so I don't expect to see a big court fight about this anytime soon, because it would definitely not go Dolphin's way. It would go Nintendo's way, and nobody wants to see any kind of emulation battles in court, because if we've learned anything in recent years, it's that the people who make these kind of decisions do not understand technology, and because they don't understand technology, they often come up with very, very bad rulings. So hopefully this does not go to court. Hopefully Dolphin fixes everything that they got to fix and it comes back to Steam so that everybody can still use it. But in the meantime, it's really easy to download and install on your computer and then just add it as a non-Steam game. Or if you're talking about on Steam Deck, you could just use EmuDeck or what was the other one? RetroDeck, which I think just got an update. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below that like button. And if you liked this video, then you'll probably like this video right here. From the Nerd Nest, I'm Bill. Stay rad, everybody.